Hi guys, thought I'd do a video on my Canyon Aeroad in 4K so you guys can see in detail some close-up bits on the bike, and I can run through the spec. Sorry it's taken so long. I've got more videos coming on this bike and my TT Chinese bike, so subscribe if you want to see those obviously as soon as they come through. So this is the Aeroad, which is my main kind of summer bike. I'll take you through the spec on here. Ordered direct from Canyon just as a frame, and then built up the bike myself, because I've built a few bikes now, so pretty straightforward if you're an experienced builder. What was new was the all-in-one cockpit, which is the H11, which is supposed to be more aero, stiffer, lighter than usual, but it does look very good, to be fair, and suits the bike well. Plus you've got the all-in-one Garmin mount, so that fits in very nicely under here. That is your Di2 charge port, status lights and adjustments. So one thing that you have to do with this bike is remove the Garmin mount and a couple of screws. So this drops down when you want to charge it, and you can see the status lights if it's a dark room and you kind of hold your hand against it, so you haven't got to take it out for that. But not ideal. I know on the Di2, the new ones, you can have it at the bar end, so I could upgrade to that to a later date. But to be fair, how often you need to charge it, it's not too bad. You've got to be careful not to thread the screws because they are very small. Coming down to the front here, we've got the direct mount front brakes, which are noticeably better than the kind of single mount ones. More kind of power, more kind of progressive kind of power, to be fair, and nice stopping power on the I've got the Bora 150s on here with the GP 4000 S2 tyres, 23mm, supposed to be the most aero combination in terms of this wheel set and tyre size, and they do roll very well. Same on the back. I'll just give you a close up. That's obviously the rear direct mount brake, Dura Ace on there. They actually came with the frame along with the kind of cockpit, as they call it, and handlebar stem combo. You've got kind of saddle markings on the back here. Coming up, I've got the Continental kind of saddle bag, which is a smaller saddle bag, and you buy it with the tyre levers and inner tubeless one. I'll put a link down below that from Amazon, so you can, if you're interested in that. It's not expensive, but it's quite neat and quite small compared to most saddle bags, so it kind of tucks in out the way. This saddle's an all-in-one carbon saddle with cushioning from AliExpress, believe it or not. I didn't want to pay 200 quid for kind of say like an S-Works power saddle. This is a similar design. It was about 50, I don't think it was even £50 to be fair, but it's carbon rails, and if you can see underneath, it's all carbon as well, so I'll kind of give you an update on that. But it's a very light saddle, seems fairly strong, obviously not a recognised brand, but we'll see how we go on that, to be fair. Coming down, we've got Dura Ace rear mech, not the latest, because obviously I've got all this gear before the latest 9000 series have been released. Dura Ace rear cassette on there, running 1128 to 52, what's that, 5236 I think on there. Quarter power meter, got 3 of these, very solid, very happy with them, never let me down. Very straightforward to calibrate and use for each ride. Pedals are Look Keo 2s. Get on with those very well, to be fair. Got those on all the bikes. Got the Canyon bottle cages, which I ordered with the bike to kind of give it a kind of nice fit on there, nice fit and finish. Could have got carbon bottle cages, but I think those kind of suit the bike well. So yeah, kind of nice. Does ride very well. Could definitely tell the difference over my felt FRD. This kind of glides across the road, and is more aero. On the front fork, you've got 2 adjustments. I don't know if you can see them down there. I'll try and zoom in. You've kind of got agile and stable. It comes from the factory in stable. Put it in agile, it makes it obviously a bit more twitchy on the handling, a bit more responsive, which depends on the kind of preference you prefer, really. The paint, fit and finish is generally pretty good overall. That's the kind of seat post clamp on there. There is some kind of bleeding on the edges for the colour, some on the back here and the blending. Let's have a look. And I mean, it's I'd say it's kind of acceptable, but it's not obviously kind of 100% kind of paint finish on there, but it's good enough really. Any questions on the bike, just drop them below, and like I say, if you want to subscribe, I'll do a test ride review and give you guys any feedback that you might like.